You know, I'm a very big fan of Arcane and especially from JINX. I love drawing her in all of her outfits, hairstyles, and today I'm bringing you the process behind one of the JINX illustrations I did. So if you want to know how, or if you want to know the decisions I made when I'm drawing or to change colors and these things, keep watching this video until the end. Hi guys, I'm Christina. I'm an illustrator and character designer, and today we're going to be focusing on this Draw With Me video on the illustration that I made for JINX. Probably you found familiar this illustration because I made it in traditional a few weeks ago when I was using the markers, the Hoo markers. So basically this illustration, the digital illustration, started as a concept for this traditional sketch page, but then I decided to turn it in a illustration itself because I already have the sketch, so why not finish it? The result, obviously, it's very different. The techniques are very different, and I really love to have like these different sides. You know, it's like the same concept, but finish it different in traditional and on digital. So I think on digital, I spare more on the lightning, on creating lightning effects. And so I think that I really love how this process turned out, and that's why I decided to share it with you. So if you want to know about the brushes, if you want to know, or if you have any doubt, whatever related to the illustration, or the process behind, please let me know in the comments. Before just going to a Draw With Me video itself, I want to say that I made this illustration in Clip Studio Paint, and then I finished it up in Procreate. Not for any special reason, just because I started working on Clip Studio Paint one day and I had to go to my living room, so I brought my iPad and I was painting there. So there's nothing special behind this decision. So if you want to know what brushes I use to keep like the same vibe in Clip Studio Paint and Procreate, also watch the video. And now let's jump to the canvas. You can see it, but you have to believe me when I tell you this is Clip Studio Paint. Right now I am using the Baked pen. This is a very useful pen for me, basically because I use it a lot for sketching, also for creating like line arts, not so often, but I like to do it or use it when I do more sketchy type of illustrations. This is a free on the Clip Studio assets, so you can get there for free. So let's go and check it out. I will leave the link below. About the process, I am just creating like a sketch, very rough, because I decided that this illustration, it was not going to have like line art. So basically I created like the first sketch where I just mess everything around and I just move everything, and I was like enlarging or making it wider depending on what I needed. I used the second sketch to add more detail, but you know, very rough. Again, this is not going to be like the line art, basically because I'm going to cover it with paint. Basically for the painting process, I'm using the SU cream brush. This is a very versatile brush, also free in the Clip Studio assets. It's very similar to the chalk brush or to the shale brush on Procreate, depending on, you know, the settings you put it there. So for me, you know, for me it's very useful because these two brushes are the ones that I use more when I work on the iPad. And for me, having one brush that makes it all, this is like the Lord of the Rings ring. It makes everything. So I really love the SU cream brush. I use it for almost everything, for painting, for adding details. Even if I'm feeling a little bit lazy and I want to create more, you know, more simpler characters, I use it even for making the blush. So I keep adding like all the layers with the base colors until, you know, I have everything that I think it works. I always say that when it comes to the color palette, I always use the hue, saturation and brightness tools. For me, it's very easy to use to arrange colors on the go. So basically, if you don't know how to work with colors, I think this is a very useful tool to adapt you to the coloring. You know, maybe you see that you need more lighter color or more darkened color, so it's very easy to change it over there. For the grading I'm doing on the skin, I am using the dry brushes from Daup. They are pretty similar to the Max Packs on Procreate. So even Daup has their own brushes for Procreate. I still don't use them. And by the way, I'm going to leave all the links below for all the brushes I'm using on Clip Studio Paint, so you can check them and get them if you want. But before continuing, I just want to let you know that if you want to learn more painting techniques or know better Procreate tools, you can check my Domestika course where I teach you how to create a portrait from scratch. Almost 5,000 students has taken the course and shared their final project. You can find the link in the description. So now is the part I'm working on Procreate. I am using the shell brush and also the chalk brush for details and for coloring, but also I am using the chalk brush from JINX Sketches brush set, and for adding other details like the blush, I am using some of the brushes I have on my own brush packs that you can find, by the way, on Gumroad. I'm going to also leave the link below. You know, guys, I tend to use a lot of brushes, but once I get the brushes that I really love to work, I just created like my own folder to put all the brushes that I tend to use more often. About the coloring process, I have to say that it has been changing a lot over the time. In this case, I am using like the reference as a draw this in your style kind of thing, because I'm trying to emulate a little bit the style of, you know, of Arcane that is more painterly. Of course, I'm not going to use it as that level, but I'm trying to do the effort to recreate a little bit this painterly thing. And I think, guys, that when you do or you work with this kind of, you know, illustrations or references, it's nice sometimes to just try to learn something new. At that point, I'm starting to do like the lining. As you can see, I just added a little bit of color combination with this purple and this green on the hook and also on the skin. I wanted to recreate this kind of complementary colors lining, just because I didn't want to add a lot of detail to the illustration. Basically, I wanted to recreate or I tried to make the effects and make the illustration pop just because of the final rendering, you know, with the lightning and this kind of effects, and not, you know, overcharging my illustration. And that's why I decided to play a little bit with the colors. I think this is something that I can see on the reference, you know, we have like these stars and also these purples and greens on the background. I have to admit that I wasn't very sure about that at the beginning, so probably you see me trying different kind of things, for example this kind of fire. But I ended up loving so much the background with this purple, the neon purple and the neon green, and I think that this is the things that make the illustration looks better. You can see the illustration itself, it didn't have a lot of stuff, you know, it didn't happen a lot of things. I didn't add a lot of shadows or a lot of gradients, but you see that with a few things and a few effects on the way, you can make your illustration look very, very good. Okay guys, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this process. Also, I hope you find it interesting to see like both illustrations, the traditional one and also the digital one, to see the differences. And if you arrive until here, please let me know in the comments, which one do you prefer? I think that I don't have any favorite right now because, you know, they are my babies and I love them so much. And I think they're special in their way. If you want to do the same as I did and just try to recreate one of your digital illustrations on your sketchbook, if you are planning to start sketching more often this year. So let me know, guys, in the comment. I want to hear you. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and hit the subscription bell so you will stay tuned for the next video. So that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all of my patrons has been there with me for a long time, and see us on the next video. Bye.
As I look in the mirror, I love